Are we good to go? It's live.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on News Track, coming to you live from our RFA facility. My name is Yaksat Maklek. The federal government has identified 417 grazing reserves nationwide and commenced a pilot ranching program in Plateau State as part of measures to curb farmer-herder conflicts and reduce the open movement of cattle across the country. Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Meha disclosed this after briefing President Bola Tinubu at the State House, Abuja, on the ministry's interventions in farmer-herder conflicts and implementation of the national ranching policy. Meha said the government had intensified consultations with pastoral communities, engaging about 34 organizations under the leadership of the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, to secure support for the transition from nomadic livestock production to ranching. He identified Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, Kaduna, and Adamawa states, as well as the Federal Capital Territory, as priority areas because of recurring farmer-herder conflicts, explaining that the Plateau pilot will serve as a proof of concept for a livestock production model aimed at reducing cattle movement and rural conflicts. Meha attributed the growing challenges associated with nomadic livestock production to the disappearance of traditional grazing routes as a result of expanding farmlands, rapid urbanization, and increasing demand for land for infrastructural development. To support the transition, Meha said the government was promoting commercial pasture cultivation and breed improvement to enable pastoralists to maintain fewer but more productive animals, thereby reducing pressure on land while increasing meat and milk production. He said the proposed ranching settlements will be developed as integrated economic communities with housing, veterinary clinics, schools, healthcare facilities, solar power, and earth dams, while attracting milk processors, modular abattoirs, biodigesters, and other livestock-related businesses. The Plateau State government has launched the Plateau State Solid Waste Management Framework 2026 with a pledge to reposition waste as a business opportunity that will create jobs, improve public health, and boost tourism. The event took place at Crispin Hotel Jos, and our correspondent tells us more.
But also to unveil the Plateau State solid waste.
Governor Caleb Mutfwang, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the State, Samuel Jato, said that the waste management is primarily a private sector-driven affair and government's role is to provide policy and enabling environment. He urged citizens to take responsibility for their environment, noting that a clean will unlock the orange economy in tourism, music, and film.
It's a private sector-driven matter. It is a business opportunity. It is where people can make a lot of money. This is the beginning of new things. Barrister Caleb Onasimufa has come to change the story of Plateau State. It has come to bring positives to Plateau State.
The Commissioner of Environment, Climate Change and Mineral Development, Peter Gom, said the launch marks a bold shift from business as usual towards environmental responsibility, sustainability, and socio-economic transformation. He stressed that implementation will require legal backing and called on Ministry of Justice and the Plateau State House of Assembly to expedite the Environmental Protection Law to empower PEPSA, regulate, enforce standards, and monitor compliance.
The journey in putting this framework together began in February 2024, following a very genuine request from Tier Fund, seeking partnership with the Plateau State government to address our waste management challenges. Immediately, we jumped on the offer and got the ball rolling. The first thing we did was to identify and engage key players across the waste management value chain, ensuring that diverse voices were considered from government institutions and local authorities to waste pickers, community leaders, civil society organizations, development partners, and private sector actors.
Country Director of TFON, Regina Afemo, described the framework as a shared moral and civic commitment. Stakeholders who gave goodwill messages commended the state government and partners for the initiative. The event had in attendance government officials, development partners, private sectors, and community representatives, among others. In Jos, Joseph Langwa.
The Plateau State House of Assembly has reiterated its commitment to providing a legal framework that will promote youth participation in creative industry. Speaker of the House, Nanlong Daniel, stated this when course 48 participants of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, Kuru, paid him a courtesy visit in his office. Our House of Assembly correspondent has details.
Appreciating the delegation for the visit, Nanlang Daniel said the Assembly had deliberated on several bills aimed at promoting youth creativity, skills development, and empowerment. According to the lawmaker, Plateau State youth have various opportunities through which they can enhance their potentials. The Speaker assured that the 10th Assembly would continue to support initiatives and policies that will create opportunities for young people to become self-reliant.
We want to hear their own side of the story, so that the brain can accommodate their challenges. Our hope is not just to have a brain that will be there, but that a brain that will be functional, that will be useful, that will accommodate issues that these people are facing. And I can tell you, it's in the area of football, it's in the area of, like I said, what have you, on the plateau. We have favored institutions that are encouraging in terms of learning, like I mentioned some of these institutions. But I tell you, we are just giving them knowledge that they have problems in practicalizing the knowledge they have.
Earlier, leader of the course 48 participants, Leye Oyebade, said the visit was aimed at gaining insight into the strategic policies of the Plateau State House of Assembly towards addressing the challenges of youth unemployment. He explained that one of the policies of the federal government is to empower youth with the necessary skills and opportunities to enable them become productive and useful members of society.
The white collar job is not there. Globalization, modernization, even the AI has made a lot of challenges for work. So we have to think outside the box, and with the innovation that our youths have, Plateau State have a bulk of them.
The visit climaxed with questions and answers ranging from insecurity, unemployment, and locations for creative hubs, among others. It's been Simi Cholo.
The Nigerian Police Force says it will continue to train and retrain officers according to global standards. Commandant Police Staff College in Jos, Nange Itam, stated this at the inauguration of Tactical Leadership and Command Course 24, Operational Leadership and Command Course 12, and Advanced Dictative Course 80. Our correspondent was at the Louis Edet Hall Police Staff College in Jos, venue of the event, and tells us more.
Addressing participants at the combined inauguration of the Tactical Leadership and Command Course 24, Operational Leadership and Command Course 12, and the Advanced Detective Course 80, Commandant of the College, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Nage Itam, praised the Inspector General of Police for creating the enabling environment for the college to meet its core mandate. The police boss advised participants take the training seriously as police work is changing with the trend of events.
To cultivate leadership communication skills, emotional intelligence, ethical leadership, accountability and professionalism in exercising command responsibilities as senior police officers.
Coordinator of courses, Commissioner of Police Samuel Gimba challenged participants to work as a team in order to create a better police force.
The courses are both intellectually demanding and mentally challenging. I enjoin you to be open and receptive to the lectures you receive here. They are not only educative, but also impactful.
Some course participants, Chief Superintendent of Police Emmanuel Nwakama, Assistant Superintendent of Police Abdul Rahman Abubakar, and Route Commander Sylvia Effiong promised to work towards making the Nigerian police force a pride of all.
At the end of this course, officers would have improved themselves in tactical leadership, would have also improved themselves in operational leadership, would have also improved themselves in advanced detective investigation techniques.
To expect nothing but the best from the institution.
To gather more knowledge about detective work and intelligence gathering.
The courses, which will last for 6 weeks, have participants from the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Department of State Services, and other security agencies from the Police Staff College in Jos. This is Wajal Mantu.
The Christian Association of Nigeria, Ganauri District says criminality should be attributed only to offenders and not generalized to an ethnic, religious, or pastoralist community. He stated this in a statement signed by the chairman, Reverend Samuel Dock, while reacting to the alleged killing and cutting away of weapons of 2 security personnel attached to Tamborong community, Ganauri. While commiserating with families, colleagues, and institutions of the deceased personnel, the Christian body is calling for a thorough, evidence-based investigation to unravel the perpetrators, their sponsors, and collaborators in order to bring them to justice. It also emphasized the need for caution during the investigation process to avoid victimization of innocent citizens. The statement acknowledged the persistent security challenge along the Tamborong Gida Ado Dochai Anwal axis, which has disrupted the livelihood of residents and also led to the loss of lives in several instances. The Christian Association of Nigeria, Ganauri District, is therefore advocating for a strengthened intelligence gathering, community engagement, and collaboration with traditional, religious, and community leaders to enhance peace and stability within the location. And to further reinforce security and enhance operational efficiency in Bokos local government area, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has upgraded its outpost in Butura district to a division. Commandant General of the Corps, Ahmed Audi, while commissioning the office, promised to use the edifice as a temple for justice, equity, and peaceful coexistence in Bokos local government area. Our correspondent reports that the Secretary to the Government of Plateau State, Samuel Jatau, was amongst dignitaries present.
Handing over the edifice to the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Aoud, the South Butura John Makwala expressed appreciation to him for keeping to his promise of establishing the divisional office.
I've seen people sacrifice day and night.
Commissioning the office, Commandant General of the NSCDC, Ahmed Aoudi, through the State Commandant of the Corps, Ishaku Musa, pledged sustained effort towards protecting communities and safeguarding critical national assets.
We are adequately prepared to face any threat whose intention is to thwart the related peace of the entire state.
Secretary to the Government of Plateau State, Samuel Jatau, represented by former chairman of Bokos Local Government Council, Monde Kasa, reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting initiatives that would secure communities across the state. Chairman of Bokos Local Government Council, Samuel Amalau, lauded Butura community for facilitating the establishment of the division and called on other communities to emulate the gesture.
I want to appreciate His Royal Highness, the District Head of Butura Land and his ESCO, for this wonderful initiative of this division here in Butura.
Representative of President's Butura Community Development Association, Ibrahim Makut, said the upgrading of the outpost to a division would restore and sustain peace in Butura district and by extension Bokos local government.
For the past 2 years, we have witnessed firsthand the professionalism, dedication, and sacrifice of your personnel deployed to our district.
Representative of security agencies, Bokos Traditional Council, elders of Butura and others in separate goodwill messages called on residents to support and provide personnel with timely information to enable them carry out their operations diligently. An award of excellence was presented to the commander of Agro Rangers in the area for exceptional services. I am Goko Timothy.
Plateau Radio Television Corporation says it will provide robust education and enlightenment platforms for deaf people in the state. This is with the view of bringing to the fore the numerous challenges facing the this category of people in the society. General Manager of the corporation, Kachalom Pam, stated this when officials of the Plateau State Association of the Deaf paid management and advocacy visit at the PRTVC headquarters in Jos. Our correspondent has details.
Plateau Association of the Deaf is a non-profit, non-religious and non-political group aimed at advocating for rights and equal opportunities for deaf people. Receiving officials of the association on a courtesy call, General Manager of Plateau Radio Television Corporation Rita Kachalom Pam pledged to work in partnership with the association and other relevant government agencies in sensitizing parents and community towards ensuring that deaf children are enrolled in school and included in scheme of things. The GM assured that PRTV would prioritize activities of the association through news and other programs in order to enlighten the public and address some pressing challenges confronting deaf people in society.
PRTV needs to create a robust education and enlightenment on your association so that most of your needs could be met. You know, you talked about one, like you mentioned, giving kudos to His Excellency in some form of inclusion of your members of association. We want to sincerely thank His Excellency for that.
Earlier, Chairman, Plateau Association of the Deaf, Sadzen Longpan, said they are at the corporation to table some of its challenges to include lack of access to education, empowerment, employment, sign language interpreters, political exclusion and information for government intervention. While appreciating Governor Caleb Mutfong for including persons with disability in his administration, Longpan appeals to PRTV management to grant the association airtime for teaching of basic sign language, inclusion of deaf people and interpreters in its programs, and establishment of sign language interpreters directorates in all government offices and health facilities to mitigate communication challenges facing members. Also on a courtesy call to management of the Plateau Radio Television Corporation was the Managing Director, Salvage Bees Hope Nigeria Limited, an indigenous company with headquarters in Jos. Highlighting the mission of the visit, the MD Dasplang Ayuba said he was at PRTV to introduce the company, which is into promoting food security, agriculture, investment, entrepreneurship, as well as youth and women empowerment. Ayuba explains that the company set up 8 years ago has expanded and trained over 30,000 farmers, stressing that partnering PRTV with its rich and large audience will go a long way for more people to benefit. Responding, the General Manager Rita Kachalom Pam commended the company for its effort in promoting agriculture and food security, noting that it is in line with the time is now administration's agenda. Highlight of the visit was presentation of the company's proposal and product management of PRTV. I am Gokop Timothy.
The National Association of Nigerian Students has expressed concern that some governors' alleged failure to implement the 2025 agreement between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities could trigger another strike in the nation's universities. The students' body stated this following ASU's decision to authorize 20 affected university branches to issue a 14-day ultimatum over the non-implementation of the agreement. The development has already triggered industrial action at the Nasarawa State University, Kefi, where the union's branch has commenced a strike. In a statement by its president, Akinte Afiz, NANS acknowledged the right of the university lecturers to demand the implementation of agreements reached with the government, but urged ASU not to make students bear the consequences of the dispute. NANS said repeated strikes had subjected students to prolonged academic disruptions, delayed graduations, and extended programs with serious psychological consequences following on. The students' body urged ASU to direct its engagement towards the state governments and institutions responsible for outstanding aspects of the agreement rather than shutting universities close. It said the failure of some state governments to implement the agreement was a major concern, particularly in the affected institutions. NANS also warned governors that allowing avoidable industrial action to cripple universities in their states would amount to a serious dereliction of responsibility. And on the foreign scene, Indonesia is racing to contain wildfires that have burned more than 107,000 hectares of land nationwide. Authorities have deployed cloud-seeding aircraft to help extinguish the fires, while some schools in affected provinces have suspended classes for 3 consecutive days. Indonesia, like other parts of Southeast Asia, is facing a longer hot and dry season this year, fueled by a more intense El Nino climate event, which some have nicknamed the Godzilla El Nino. The haze also blanketed parts of Malaysia, pushing the air pollution index in a small town in the state of Sarawak to an unhealthy level of 195 on Wednesday. Indonesian authorities are focusing their firefighting efforts on 6 provinces, including Jambi, South Sumatra, West Kalimantan, Central Kalimantan, South Kalimantan, and Riau, that have vast areas of peatland and are vulnerable to fire during the annual dry season. And that wraps it up for us. A news track reaching you live from a Refuge studio. You can stay tuned for global news that comes up by 6:30 p.m. a news update by 10 p.m. as well as other programs on the platform. Thanks for joining and bye for now.